Welcome to the show. It's a daytime vibe, DC purple, let the positivity drive. Catching up on the highlights, what's new, what's real, flowing through the moments, that's our ideal. Grab your drink, let's unwind. In this space, good time find. Daytime pop-up, we're loud and we're free. With DCT, the purple diva, come with me, catching all the good. In this vibrant space, join the fun, come on now, let's embrace. Stories from our lives and the world around. Pop up, chat, hear the joy, feel the sound. From laughter to lessons, all wrapped in a beat. Tune in, stay close, let's vibe on this street. See the love, feel the flow. With every second, watch us glow. Daytime pop-up, we're loud and we're free. With DCTs and purple diva, come with me, catching all the good. In this vibrant space, join the fun, come on now, let's embrace. Together we rise, thanks for coming by. In this daytime pop-up, we reach for the stars.
Hola, from the west side. Feliz Mercury. So let me come on screen. Let me move my overlay. Well, on screen per se, because it's my my avatar. At least to start out. Hold on. I changed the layout of StreamYard. Okay. And there we are. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Wednesday. But I came on here and and shouts out to those who are listening on both of my channels, because I'm on here on DC the Purple Diva, and I'm also on here on the Purple Diva Den. And we're doing a vertical live today because they decided to add that as a feature. So we're gonna see how their vertical live catch up with catches up with YouTube. And I think they are doing that too, because if you go live on TikTok, you know that you can go live on TikTok through StreamYard. I still haven't gone live on TikTok, by the way. I need to go live on TikTok. But if you saw the topic is what the helly? Because what the hell is going on in our country. There were two powings today. Unfortunately, they were on campuses with our children. One was on a high school campus in Evergreen, Colorado, and another was on a college campus in Utah. They have the person in custody who was a student at the high school. And then they've had several people of interest in the Utah powing, but they don't have anybody yet. They don't have they they have no one in custody that they can charge with it. And you know, I I don't know how to feel because in both of these situations, I'm sure that it's going to come out that this is homegrown. I'm sure that the person who did the powing on that college campus was homegrown because allegedly they were rooftop power. And regardless of the gentleman's political affiliations, that was pow at the college campus, he was still a young man. He was 31 years old. He hadn't even made his 32nd birthday yet. A couple of years older than my own son. So prayers go out to his wife and his children. And unfortunately, I think that what happened today is may may only be the beginning, y'all. It may only be the beginning. Let me see who's writing in the chat. Hi, Sarah, Tara, Adorn Giddy. It's Adam. Adam. Hi, Adam. Is that Taravet? Is that Taraves? Is that Tavares? Tavares. Okay. Apologies. And my family is Afro-Cubano, so I have no excuse because I speak Spanish. I don't have no I don't have no excuse. I just I just couldn't see. And the crazy thing is I went to school with someone with that name. Yeah, with that last name. Anyway, but but back to what happened today at a high school, at a college. We're not even safe in getting our education. Now, granted, apparently the person who did this at the college was a sharp power because they hit the man in his neck. Nobody else. One shot. One, you know. And unfortunately, he was unalive. And they don't have anybody in custody. And they have interviewed two people and had to let them go. Now, here's where I think is highly unlikely, unless they fabricate and frame someone, is that the person who did this was a person of color. And the reason I say that is the area that it happened in is there's there's not a whole lot of people of color in Utah. The majority of the people of color that live in Utah live in Salt Lake City or nearby. They don't live places like Provo or any place else. And if there are, there's few and far between. But for the most part, they don't live there. So I would be very surprised if the person is not palm colored. I would be very surprised if the person is not palm colored because it is not it is not independents or liberals who are out here preaching hate and separatism and talking about making America great again. They want to make it something that never was. And I'm not talking about being great. I'm talking about it being palm colored. It has never been only palm colored people here. How could it possibly be palm colored when they came here there were already people here and they stole the land. There were already people here across the entire country, including up in Alaska. There were already people everywhere that they went. This was not a barren wasteland when they came here. And it also was full of people of color, some of which they shuffled in with those who came across in the transatlantic slave trade because they looked like the people coming across on those boats. And they enslaved people that were free, already here. Indigenous. Anywho, I think that this is just the beginning because look at the things that are happening right now in this country. We have some idiot who is running for office in the state of Georgia who has all but completely blown a 350 billion, billion with the B, I said, $1 billion deal that South Korea and Hyundai had with the state of Georgia to bring jobs because of her hatred of people who don't look like her, you know, her R word, and not the assaulting R word, but the hating R word, by calling ICE because there were foreign nationals from South Korea that were here, 300 or so of them, to build the Hyundai plant and to train the American people on how to do it because they don't know how, because they don't have the training. But this stupid, ignorant woman who is currently being dragged across the internet as I speak thought that because they didn't look like her, they must be here illegally. And even though all of these people had their paperwork together, they were here legally on work visas because they knew the technology and they were here to train the Americans, are now on their way back to South Korea. And because of that action, multiple other countries don't want to do business with the United States. So, thank you, dumbass woman, for making it worse for us with your Karen ass. And I'm over 15 minutes in, so I said my unfiltered words. I don't really, you know, say bad words on here, but I didn't know how. Yeah, she's so stupid. I mean, and I want everyone in her district, which is District 12, in her district in Georgia, I want you to not vote for her, even if you are a staunch Republican like her, because she just hurt you. She just took jobs away. She just took money away from your state. She is not the person that you would do you really want someone like that to represent you when they've done this before they even are in office? Imagine how much more destruction she'll do when if you let her get in office. I'm just saying. Imagine how much more. But they don't want to talk about it. Oh, and let's not forget that the US Supreme Court has overturned the injunction that stopped ICE from just coming to the state of California and just stopping anybody who is brown and might speak another language and detain them and figure out whether they're a U.S. citizen or not later. What the F? So basically, we have now legalized racial profiling. It is now legal to racially profile people of color in this country. Not that they weren't doing it before, but it wasn't legal. Now it's legal. And then, of course, at the end of the summer, no, at the end of the end of next summer, yeah, next year, I believe they're going to be looking at the Voting Rights Act of 1964. Yeah, like what? So now you're going to try to skew the votes so that people's voices are not actually heard? See, the thing is, you're only hurting yourself with everything that y'all are doing because right now, even though this president is trying to misconstrue the places that are having it the worst are those in red states. Those in red states are having it the worst. hmm Them. The rest of us, those of us that are in blue states and in purple states, y'all know the purple states. Those are the states where the blue part of the state turned the red part of the state purple. So there's, a good mixture of both in some of those states. But yeah, in those states, it's not as bad. But the red states, it's really, really bad, especially the red states that are in the South. And this woman had the audacity, the caucasity, you know, to make it so that $350 billion of opportunity has left the state of Georgia. Because for right now, at, at, at the minimum, it's delayed. At the worst, it's not going to happen. You know, that's what she did. That's that's what she did. And they're trying to convince us that other countries are third world countries when it's starting to look like we're going to be the third world country. Nobody wants any of our goods. They're not going to trade with us. We're one of the biggest exporters. So if nobody else wants our stuff and, we're making so folks in the country can't afford to buy nothing, including food, then I mean, what's going to happen? And I mean, there are like right now. There are over 300,000 black women that don't have a job that work in the government. I know a few of them. I know a few of them. Okay. Some of them are, bouncing back and they're finding things in state, county, and city governments because when you work government, that's what you know. When you've worked government, that's what you know. And see, a lot of us were taught to get those good government jobs. If I had stayed on the East Coast or gone back home when I got out of college to Washington, D.C., I would have been working one of those jobs because I wouldn't have been in private industry like I have been for the entirety of my career. But back home in the Washington, D.C. area, those are what the majority of the jobs are in state, county, city, and federal government. Most friends work for the city, the state, the county, or the federal government back home. I got a lot of friends that work for the federal government, and I got quite a few of them that no longer have jobs because they worked in the federal government. Mhm. In addition to the fact that somehow this man has found a way to have the head of governors, Lisa Cook, at a non federal bank, at a private entity, the Federal Reserve, has had her removed while they go through this. Tell you one thing, my Sora is going to fight, and she's gonna get her job back. And Sora Katanji, you up there on that Supreme Court, girl, what are you doing? Do something. I know you're one of those sending votes, but you need to turn some of them fools around. You need to turn some of them fools around who are yes men and women for 47. Okay? You need to. But it just amazed me that the amount of destruction that this president has done in his second term in less than 10 months. In less than 10 months. We're not even halfway through. We have another 8 months to be halfway through, at which time we're going to be talking about who we need to get out of certain places in local and state government because those people in Washington are not your friends. Okay? The majority of them. They are doing exactly what that man is telling him to do if they are red. They are not working in the best interest of their constituents because if they were, we wouldn't be starting to see all these palm colored people who are the majority of the people who are getting food stamps and also on Medicaid starting to be pushed to managed health care plans so that they can cut down the cost of Medicaid because they want to they want to get rid of the benefits, and some of y'all gonna lose your benefits. Some of y'all gonna lose your benefits. Hopefully, you for this, I'm glad I live in a blue state. For this, I'm glad I live in a blue state. And I hate to say it, but because the governor of the state that I'm in is not one of my favorite people. You know, you know, but he and this president are in a pissing contest. Okay, because let me give y'all a little background. Okay, in regards to California Governor Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is the nephew of former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. I didn't stutter. But there's more. There's more. His first wife his first wife is either engaged to or now married to Donald Trump Jr. That's right. Gavin Newsom's first wife is part of the Trump family. And his aunt is Nancy Pelosi. So this is personal between them. Okay? And even though I don't care for Governor Newsom, he's gangster right now. He's gangster. You know, for even threatening to annex the state of California. You know, he's not going to do it. And he can't do it. But he's threatening because he is right about one thing. The United States, the federal government needs California's money, just like they need New York's money. They need this money from these blue states. And if they piss off the blue states, it could get ugly. It could get really ugly, right now, though, the United States needs to worry about not pissing off the rest of the world, so we can keep things like water and power, electricity, gas, you know, since, in a lot of places, it's coming from places like Canada and other other places. Just yeah. hmm just get it together, country. Now now I'm going to make I want to do a PSA. I'm gonna say this, and I've said this before, but here's a PSA. If you are not Black American or foundational Black American, let me be specific. That means if you are not the descendant of slaves in this country, or you know, not talking about that you came over here from the Caribbean, not talking about you came over here from Africa, not talking about came over here from the UK, you came down here from Canada, if you came up from South America. If you are not, because we're everywhere. If you are not FBA, stop talking about the fact that y'all think we have no culture because we absolutely do have culture. Everybody bites our freaking culture. We are American culture. Every type of music that is American, we created it. We created it. We created rock and roll. We created R&B. We created jazz. We created country. We created folk. Did I say the blues? We created blues. Yeah, we created it all. Everything in this country. Every genre started with us. And that instrument is so dear, 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 dear to country music. You know, the banjo is derived from a African instrument that we brought over with us. Hmm. And actually, yeah. So there we are. None of it's yours. Y'all created nothing. Uh, Soul food, southern food. Every type of American cuisine. We recreated it because who was cooking it? Who was cooking all that food? Especially in the South. Okay. And then, after slavery, you know, we y'all housekeepers, y'all cooks, etc. So, like I said, everything that is American is us, including just about everything that was invented, including the telephone and the light bulb, because the same black man was involved with both of those projects, and both Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell did not include him in the patent, even though neither one of them could have done what they did without what he did. He basically did it for them and they took the credit. But y'all take the credit for everything. My hometown, the city of Washington, D.C., was designed by Benjamin Banneker, a black man. Mhm. The first person unalived in the American Revolution, Crispus Attucks, was a black man. Mhm. So, what you talking about? We don't have culture. We've been here since before this country even existed. Of course, we have culture. We They may have tried to steal whatever came across the sea with us, but they couldn't steal it because we took what was ingrained in us. It stayed with us. It stayed with us. And so is the trauma that our ancestors went through in this country. It is in our DNA. But we're not lazy nor thieves and liars. Because if we were the ones out there picking all the crops in the fields for no pay, what you talking about? What's going on now is that many who are black like me can't get a job. It's hard to get jobs. Even Though they claim there's so many jobs, yeah, but they're not hiring us. I'm thankful that I'm, in a very good position. But that's not the same for everyone, you know. But a lot of, and they think that by what they did in the federal government with the 300,000 black women, that they're going to crush the 92%. We're preparing. We're preparing. We're preparing. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, I was watching something earlier today that was very interesting to me. And, my sister and I had a conversation in regards to this, but it is very interesting the expectations of this younger generation of women. Many of them expect the guys that they are with to get them the kind of things that these entertainers and ball players and everything get for their women. You know, designer handbags, luxury cars, and everything. Not understanding that anything that you want somebody to get for you, you should be able to get it for yourself. And if you can't get it for yourself, then you don't have no business trying to decide how somebody else's pockets work. You know, no, because last time I checked, it's not that hard to get those designer bags and everything, especially since you can go get them over on the Yellow app right now. And if you want to spend $5,000, $10,000 on it, save up your own money. Hmm. Don't be asking these 30-year-old boys to get you that kind of stuff. Because even if they balling, that spending all their money on crap like that for you, no. Mm-mm. I want a designer bag, I got it. I want a luxury car, I got it. I'm not expecting my man to get me something that I want for me. It'd be nice if they want to get it, but that's not deal breaker for me because I know how to get my own ish. Hmm. I know how to get my own stuff. You know, I don't have, I don't have, I don't need my guy to go get me a luxury car for me to not be driving a bucket. And if buying you an expensive car, getting you this jewelry, getting you all these luxury bags and everything is the things that you are expecting a man to get for you. Child, the men that will do that for you are going to control you. You are not going to be able to do as you want with a man that's going to buy those kind of things for you. Those things come with a whole bunch of strings. Mhm. So, think about it if that's where you want to go, young lady. I probably should do a video on that, about the, you know, younger generation wants this. They want all these things. They want the guy. They want the guy to get them all this stuff. But what you doing to get that for yourself? why do you expect this guy to get that for you? And I'm not even talking about a 50-50 relationship, but I mean, if you want to go into a relationship and you want to like get married and be at home, stay at home, not go to work and everything, that's not going to happen if that's how you're expecting. Because if you get all of those things from him, trust me, he's going to control all of that. He will control your money. You will have no money but the money he gives you if you're getting all of that out of him. Don't be stupid, young lady. You know, don't be stupid. There's a way to get what you want, but demanding it and deciding that you're going to break off with a guy who's a decent guy because he can't buy those things for you. This is why some of y'all can't get no man. Maybe that's why some of them go over there to the other side. And you're not going to get those things out of the palm colored men either. So please don't be stupid. The same applies. Strings are attached. If you get with a man who can buy you a luxury car, who can do all of that stuff, trust me. I'm only in my 60s. I've been married. I've been in multiple relationships. And I've been in relationships with men who had that kind of money. But again, I also had the money to get those things for myself. So why would I ask a man to do that for me? Because I know if he got it for me, he's going to have strings attached to it. If I get it for myself, he can't tell me what to do with my own stuff. I'm just saying. I am just saying, you know. But I'm seeing that that's how some of these younger women are. Um, I know another situation where a young lady who's an iPhone user like myself, shout, shout, shouts out to Team iPhone, but she got a phone for her boyfriend who's an Android user that was an iPhone. And when asked, why would you get him an iPhone when that's not the type of phone that he likes to use? She says, "So, well, because I can, because she could track him. You know, she can watch, she can see where his phone is, see where he is." Are you insecure? Are you insecure? Look, if you're gonna buy a phone for a guy, get him the kind of phone he wants. Just like if he were getting you a phone, you would want him to get the kind of phone you want, not what he wants you to get. That makes no sense. But again, this is the younger generation. These young ladies are very insecure and they're very shallow too. A lot of them are. You know, it's sad. It's truly sad. But you know, let's just see what happens. I think I am going to do a little video on it. I think I'll do a coffee talk in regards to this. Um Speaking of content, I am working on some content, you guys. I am working on some more autism content. I did a short um last week that was tips for helping with autism meltdowns. I've got another one coming up that I'm currently working on. I just have to, finish putting the video together, and I really haven't. Sorry about that. I dropped the mic. Dropped the mic. I really haven't been working on the video. Actually, I've been doing some writing because I'm trying to finish my book. Trying to finish the editing of my book. So I'm trying to finish, and I'm rewriting chapters, and yeah, that's a whole nother thing. And I'm trying to get used to this iPad Pro that I got. I had a regular iPad, um, and it just, it turns on different. It's just different. So I gotta figure it out. So, but I've been transferring my stuff over from the other iPad so that I can reset it to factory and give it to my son. But yeah, I'm trying to come up the learning curve on an iPad Pro so that I can just finish up what I need to do. We're trying. I should be done soon. And I am also working on some poetry for the Purple Dividend. Um I'm still working on that poem that I'm writing called I Surrender. I haven't finished it. It's almost finished, but I should have just wrote it all down in one sitting because that's normally my poetry writing process. But I started the poem when I was out of town um, for a homegoing, and I was also attending a speaking and writing conference. And I've written like a couple more lines to it each time that I've looked at it, but I'm not finished. So I'm hoping that I'll get it finished by this weekend for you guys. Probably just sit down like either tomorrow or Friday and just finish it up and drop it on the Purple Dividend by the weekend. But I had to come live on both of my channels. 'Cause, You know, trying to trying to keep in the algorithm. Was trying to stay in the algorithm. But yes, I will be dropping content, and what I'm going to try to do, what I have been advised to do, is to try to do as much of my content as I can in shorts, which are like 3 minutes. So it's easy to do that with spoken word, but with the things that I normally talk about on the Purple Dividend, I am learning how to do that for some of the things, but I'm going to be doing longer videos like for coffee talk and daily thoughts. But like I can give bite-sized things in regards to autism. Yeah, I can in 3 minutes, and then I can, do another 3 minute bit video to break down one of the points that was in that. Do that kind of stuff. So we're working on it. We're working on it. We're trying to use the right hashtags so that we get ourselves in the right algorithm. Um, that we get the SEO to love us. Okay, so that YouTube is pushing my videos out. But I did not plan on being on here for more than an hour, and we're like at 50 minutes now, and I'm trying to think, was there anything else that I needed to chit chat about? Oh, I am going to put out digital my thoughts in digital art. I'm going to put out that this week. And that's just going to be some of my thoughts, just on just from things that I've seen. It's going to be probably like a maybe 8-minute video. Yeah, probably going to be like an 8-minute video. So it'll be a longer video, but I am going to keep working on getting more shorts out there because honestly, for the most part, YouTube does push my shorts. So I just need to keep and be consistent with them. I gotta be consistent. So we're working on it. But I will see you guys. Let me see. One camera. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Let me see. What's going on? Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. So anyway, I am getting out of here. As y'all can see, you know, I am getting out of here. Um, I'm gonna try to come live. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it tomorrow, but I probably will be able to come live on Friday. Yeah, I'm trying to come live on Friday again. Um, but in the meantime, I'm gonna be working on some of the content. But until I see you all again, I offer y'all peace and blessing from the West Side. I am out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this, especially y'all who are on the replay through. Let me just turn up my music and give y'all the outro. I'm out. Bye, y'all.
Welcome to the show. It's a daytime vibe, DC purple, let the positivity drive. Catching up on the highlights, what's new, what's real, flowing through the moments, that's our